and I are working here today is evidence of that.
Good evening, everyone. We are back. Been a while since we've done a Q&A session. I think last one was in November. So how is everyone doing this evening? Or whatever time is it where you're looking from, at least. First and foremost, I saw a lot of not English chat in here, so I have to remind everyone that this chat is English only. It's just only fair that everyone can understand you. When will the new game mode be released? Well, as we said in the article, not anytime soon. Unfortunately, it's a lot of work that needs to be done. Hello Nathan, how are you? Neil Leon. Shouldn't you guys be recruiting people? Music is a little bit loud, yeah, I'll adjust it. As for promos, well, that's complicated. Main reason is that, well, Promos is a different mod, they have their own development cycle, which is separate from us, and it would be really difficult to align them, because Promos development is a lot slower than Truckers MP. Also, another thing that's a difficulty is that we basically have to verify in some way that when a user is using Promos that they are using a legit version, and all that check together where checks are being done from our launcher, it's not something that's easily done. And then another part is distribution. For the new game mode, there is this wonderful thing that we have on the forum. That explains wonderfully what's going on with the new game mode that was teased half a year ago. That we have on the and everything about that can be found in this link. Special features for ATS. Well, I guess it could be done, but we prefer to have functionality between both games the same. It's only so fair. Emeram for that specific mode, I've posted a link about that a few lines higher. Right, let's go and pick up this thing. day was okay, thanks for asking. I went to work, did some crazy stuff, and then came back home. For the windows, I'm pretty sure it's just an experiment that will remain an experiment and not something that will actually be implemented. Prime Rosa Iveco. How about no? Who created Truckers MP? Well, that was back in the day Rootkiller together with NWL. And then, sometime later, Rootkiller got recruited by SCS and he now works over there. Why not add another type of car? Well, first and foremost, it's still a trucking simulator and we want to keep it that way. The car was only added to add some degree of extra room to play with. Fancy Gamer, no, that is a van, but that is only available to the guys of our event team. And I'm currently driving on EU2. If you can find me on the road, then yeah, you're free to join me. Max, no, Humane Wolf did not get sacked. Fortunately for all of us, there is also life. And at points it becomes very difficult to combine both your real life work and Truckers MP work. So basically, Humane Wolf just left because it became harder and harder for him to combine both. I've been doing it for such a long time as he has, and also I have been doing this for a long time, then sometimes you want to change things up. Truck City game. Euro Truck Simulator and American Truck Simulator are still owned by SCS, and we let them do the development on that part. Insane when the time's up, or when MWL decides to disable winter mod, then you won't be able to use it. Then you will get an incompatible mod error when you try to join the server. I remember my first day as a game moderator. Yes, but it's a long time ago, or somewhere in 2015. And I remember messing up the commands right away. For winter mod in ATS, who knows? Into the future, if there's a good mod around and more areas are added where it makes sense to have snow in ATS, then yeah, maybe. Iveco tuning, well, that's something you have to ask SCS. They will have to make a DLC for it to add it to the game, but that's not something that we do here at Truckers MP. New Renault, no idea. I know, well, everyone knows they had it ready for a long time now, but I guess that they can't get the licensing done for it. Splasher, what do you mean by adding more languages? Game10, yes, I play Truckers MP. I'm actually live right now, playing live on our servers. Would be weird to do a stream on the Truckers MP channel and then not play on the server. Bitna, we only open up application for a certain role within the team if people are needed for it. So whenever we see that we need people for a certain role, then we'll open up applications again, but until then they remain closed. Pasha, for the game mode, there is a topic available on the news section of the forum. And it explains that there's still a lot of work to do and we don't have an ETA on it. And at the moment is also not a top priority. Our top priority is making sure that we keep up to date with the updates SES brings out and that we can keep our servers running smoothly.
Oh, yeah. Oops. Well, I got stuck.
Mr. Mega, no, players will not be able to use the convoy vehicle. The ESCO vehicles were converted specifically for the event team and they will not be made available for players. Make LA Duisburg 2 lanes. Well, that would indeed be nice to see, but when it comes to actually making that change, it's not so simple. Making the change for one ETS version is okay-ish, still a lot of work to do, but when it comes to then maintaining that and keeping it working with consecutive updates to the game, it's a completely different story. Any new cars? No. That's a simple question with a simple answer. We are not planning to add any new cars, as the one that's currently available is presented as a small addition to the game. But we need to keep in mind that this is still a trucking simulator, and we also want to keep it that way. Otherwise, we might as well make yet another multiplayer mod for GTA. Is Promods going to be compatible with multiplayer in the future? No. Making Pro mods compatible with multiplayer is extremely complicated and oh boy, not only from a modding point of view, because one, they have their own development cycle, we have their own development cycle, and they don't match. Promods has a lot more updating to do than we have when SES releases a game update, and basically it would mean that we need to make our updates backwards compatible and make it so that two different game versions can work together. 7Obi. Well, RGL mod is basically the same as Pro mod. It's a different mod with a different team behind it. Well, RGL is just one guy, and they have their own development cycle, which is not compatible with ours. Lee, that question has been asked a few times already, and I'll refer again to the topic that's available on the forum in the news section. Nigel, that is something that could be done by our add-on team, but yeah, it's not something that's easily done because you need to make each individual item available and compatible with all trucks. But it's of course something that you can always suggest to the add-on team to do, and maybe they'll pick it up, who knows. Mazda, with regards to merchandise, we have done a few merchandise runs in the past, and maybe we'll do one in the future as well. The thing with merchandise is providing good quality goods, you know. There are a lot of companies out there that provide you with merchandise and make it easy for creators to make that merchandise, but it's not always good quality, you know. Well, as for a Turkish map DLC, that's again something you would have to suggest to SCS, as we don't make map DLCs for it. When it comes to actual game content and not small modifications to the game, it all comes down to SCS. They are the ones that maintain the content in the game. Yeah, and like Angel says, we are not associated with SCS. We are an independent mod that provide everything for you guys for free. And what we do is we make an addition to the game that is already existent. Explorer, yes, I am on EU2 right now. And if you see me on the road, feel free to join me. When it comes down to the vans that are available for the event team, that was something that was done by our add-on team, and they can work independently from our developers. When it comes down to actual development work, there the priority is on ensuring that our services run smoothly and that everything is up to date. And that significant new things are added, such as the knowledge base that was released recently. other mods made by Grimes, such as the Autumn mod and Spring mod. Maybe. But I don't know if you remember the release of this mod. It was chaotic. Reason is that our playbase has become so large that for us it's almost impossible to distribute the mod. And even the creator, that was Grimes, had issues distributing it through ShareMod because of our playbase. So if a system like ShareMods that is dedicated to sharing files and software has been struggling to distribute one mod, then you have to imagine what it would be if we would use multiple mods on it. How long until the next ATS map expansion? I don't know. I have actually no idea. SCS recently announced that they would be releasing Washington in the future. So I guess that it will be in the following months. Next thing to release on ETS, I guess they will work on more additions to the player-owned trailers, because they have done it in the last few mods. And I also saw some rumors about SCS working on a DLC for the Balkan. But all that is looking into the future, which is uncertain until at least they make an official announcement about it. Has SCS actually contacted us to add it as an actual base part of the game? No. And I don't think they ever will, because you have to take into account that the game engine on which the game is running is actually not made for multiplayer. For the Man Euro 6, well, I don't think it will be a DLC. They have never released a new truck in a DLC. It has always been a standard game update. And personally, I don't think they will make them very liked if they would release a new truck in a DLC instead of just a standard base update. No, I am not the founder of Truckers MP. I am a community manager for Truckers MP. I'm gonna well, if SCS includes those areas, then yes, but we will not be running mods for ATS. Doman, no, I play on an Xbox 360 controller. IBIMS 1 mark. We have reduced the global speed limit to 150. Basically, one, to still allow players to speed around, and second, to limit the maximum speed that can be done so that trucks are still somewhat controllable at higher speed. Mexican, the Renault Magnum has been in the game since the beginning, but I guess you mean the Renault T. That has been finished by SCS for a very long time, but I guess they still haven't managed to get their licensing done with Renault. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure the truck would already be in the game. Same goes for ATS trucks, by the way. There are a lot of trucks that are ready, but just not released publicly because their licensing is not done. Robbie Robert, DLC for Romania? Well, it's something you have to ask SCS. I would love to see more countries represented in the game, that would be nice. More to drive around, more to explore. It's a win-win, really. Will there come a tandem truck? Well, a very long time ago SCS released some information about it. I think it's 2 or 3 years ago now. But so far we haven't seen anything from that ever since. Vanjay, local mods are not forbidden. They are now restricted. But every local mod that is made properly according to our set rules, they still work. And if you're uncertain if a certain mod is not allowed, you can always ask it on the forum. There is a specific section for that. No fears, there is a topic about that in the news section of our forum. It was released, I think, last week, if I remember correctly. Redux, yes, we are aware that there are 2 types of trailers. Well, there's 1 type of trailers, but it impacts 2 different cargoes that are incorrectly recognized as a special transport trailer, which is not correct. And the developers are working to get that fixed, and I hope it will be available in the next Truckers MP update. Isaac, the specifics for that new game mode are still not 100% set, but I am fairly certain that it will not be on a full-fledged game server with 2 or 3 or even 4,000 players like EO2. Imagine the chaos of having AI traffic driving around on the Calais-Duisburg road with 100 players around it. Double trails can be driven into the town of Calais, but they are not allowed on the Calais-Duisburg road. So you can drive them through the non-restricted area to Calais to then cross over to Dover. That's allowed. And let's get ourselves a new cargo, shall we? Because standing here is just plain old boring. Although it is easier to reach out. Where shall we go next? Black Sun. If a ban is active, it will not be deactivated until the end time of that ban, and unfortunately if you are permanently banned, then I have to disappoint you by saying that if a ban is permanent, it will remain permanent. Unless the ban was made incorrectly, then it can be lifted, but if the ban is correct, then it will stick. Isaac, who knows? Everything related to the final implementation of AI is still being questioned on and investigated on how it will be done. Right, let's go to Le Mans. Well, Angelopolis 4, I have no idea. All traffic used to be in Rotterdam, and now all traffic is between Calais and Duisburg. It basically happened in the course of a week at some point, and yeah. Then all of a sudden no one bothered with Rotterdam anymore. Ban by mistakes, they are not counted for your ban history, and ever so often the developers remove those bans from the database, but they are definitely not counted towards your ban history. So if there is one of those on your profile, then you don't have to worry about it. Well, Redox, any ban for which the end date is older than 1 year, important to note is the end date, not the start date, the end date. If the end date is older than a year, it's considered as inactive and it will not be counted towards further ban history. But the ban is still present on your profile. And it is important that it remains on your profile, because one of the requirements for recruitment is that you cannot have more than 3 bans total. And that includes the inactive bans that are older than 1 year. Imperial speedometer for the scout car. Well, it's something that you can suggest to the add-on team. For now, if I remember correctly, there are no plans for that, but it's obviously something that you can always suggest. Beasts. For disabling 2FA, you have to create a support ticket. We will not remove or disable two-factor authentication without a support ticket. Is it possible to buy a server? No. The only server that you can play on are the ones that are provided I just got myself stuck. Hanson, I am on EU2. If you're able to find me, you're free to join me. Obviously, you first have to sign over your soul. No, not that, but you can join. What video are you talking about? Oh, you mean the SCS one? Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, that's SCS teasing a new truck that they're going to release, and it will probably be the MAN Euro 6. Mistakes were made. I just missed my exit. Because I'm a noob. I never claimed to be good at this game. Never claim to be good at anything, and you'll always have an excuse. Probably in the next couple of months, I guess. I hope within the month, but hey, we'll see what happens. SCS has never been the most reliable when it comes to accurately saying when they're going to release something. Davey boy, that question has been asked a lot lately. Klaus, the best thing I can advise you is to contact our support team. Oscar, when will tandems be released? I don't know. SCS teased something about that like 2-3 years ago, and ever since it has been ultra quiet about that. They even got double trails to work before that. Valdemar, what do you mean by that question? It's not entirely clear to me. Midwell's emergency videos. You can use local only mods, and if you're uncertain if your specific mod is allowed or not, you can ask it in a section of the forum that's specifically designed for that. And then you will get a response by either one of our game managers or our add-on manager. It's usually our add-on manager though. And they will be able to tell you with 100% certainty if your specific mod is allowed or not. Well, we can only hope about Tenos being released this year, but since it's been already multiple years since that has been teased by SCS and explained by SCS, I guess it might never happen actually. And it appears that the server is a little bit unstable at the moment. Because people see me shooting at, but I also see other people shooting ahead. To add your own skins to trailer. Well, who knows in the future. I would say at least make a suggestion about it, and then we can see from there. Right now there are no plans to do it. But what I can say is, through a local only mod, you can add your own skins to trailers. But obviously, since a local only mod, it will only be visible to you and not to anyone else. Another problem with adding custom trailer skins to the mod is not necessarily syncing it with everyone, but distributing it. Every file you add to the mod makes the mod larger, and obviously you need more bandwidth, server bandwidth, to distribute it. And then worst case scenario, it might come to a point where Promods is, for example, that the file is ridiculously large. For example, Promods is multiple gigabytes. If I recall correctly, it's at this point 7 files of 1 to 2 gigabytes, which is a hell of a lot to download. Oh my god, a subscriber from all the way down in Wales. Jeez, you're a ways away. Will Snowball be available all time? No. Probably around April it will be disabled again. It's usually around April, May, that period of time. two wheels allowed when no one's around. Reckless driving is never allowed, basically. Although the punishment might differ from situation to situation, when it doesn't cause a lot of harm, you might get away with a kick, but definitely when other players are around, you will end up with a ban. What truck will be added? I am guessing from the looks of it, from what SCS teased, it will probably be the MAN Euro 6. And it's not really something to be super hyped about because it's basically exactly the same as the current available MAN TGX. The bodywork is slightly different, but you almost can't tell, and the major difference is that the engine is now up with the Euro 6 norm instead of the old Euro 5. Probably not, because that truck only exists in America. It's not a European truck. If you see one driving around in Europe, then it's an import from the States. And Dennis, no, we actually don't have plans for doing any changes to the player on trailers with regards to the skins. What I said is that you can always make a suggestion for it, but you need to keep in mind that distributing for everyone is always a difficulty. Where do you see it? Okay. That happened. Whoops. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to cause the tow truck, which is called a little bit of a cheat. Luckily we have some tools available for that one. See, even when you're driving at low speeds, stuff like that can happen with winter mods. That's also because I was looking at Stream Chat here. Let's say it was Stream Chat. Redux, what radio channel am I on? You can find the YouTube channel I'm currently listening to in the stream description. There is a link there that leads you directly to the channel that I'm using. Basically what I do is I just pick one of their playlists to play during a stream. Jonas Larsen, no, only team members that have a game moderator permission, so that's game moderators, and everyone from upper management can use that command. And we can only use it on ourselves. Redux, CB channel. I actually have no idea what CB channel I'm on and if I'm actually have it enabled. Let's see. I am on channel 19. Probably because I'm lazy and I am too lazy to change my default channel or turn it off by default. Philip, if you have your Truckers MP nickname changed to user and a number, that means that your username was not following our rules. You're 19 but you can't hear me. That is because I haven't used my push to talk key in game. So it's logical that you don't hear me. Oh no, Sean Check is here. Get out. Everyone run, there is a web deving stream chat. They do nasty things. And love to break things. I can't remember pressing the key. Valdemar, will what be fixed? No. You need to have game moderator permissions in order to use a teleport command. Making that available to everyone would cause, well, chaos probably. And as much as I am a fan of chaos, I wouldn't advise it. Philip, that is not true. Custom mods for specific people is not something that we will do. campaign DLC. I don't know. Would be nice if SCS added that. I also would like to have Ireland. Valdemar. What actually causes that is that the roads are not always 100% even. Sometimes there are bumps and potholes in the road and your car will bounce around on that. And when that happens, because you're constantly pressing the acceleration key, the car accelerates a whole lot when you touch down again. Yes, use English only. It's only so fair that everyone can understand you. You know, we might be missing a joke there if you're talking in anything other, but English. And basically Baltimore to fix that is drive responsibly. VG Gaming, you can become member of Truckers MP staff when recruitment is open. And you can find on our website, whenever that is. It's always announced on our social media and on our website whenever a new round of recruitment comes up. Look at that, it looks like we're going to get daylight now. That has been a while. Because of Truckers MP, you'll never have daylight while you're streaming. Or just when you go online in game. Jonas, I have no idea what you're talking about. .34, but SCS has to release it first. And currently there is no official release available for 1.34. FYI, beta versions don't count as an official release. We only support official releases, not betas. Redux, yes, you can have custom logo skins. Lucas, save editing rules can be found in our in-game rules. And if you're uncertain about a certain mod or save edit that is allowed or not, you can always ask it on the forum. We have a dedicated section for that. No, I cannot help you with the ban. All I can say you is that you'll have to create a ban appeal. Where am I from? I'm actually from pretty little Belgium. Well, Lucas, basically at some point we have to set some rules to save editing. In the beginning it was almost unlimited possibilities, which caused a lot of trouble when they were wrongly implemented, and caused also a lot of confusion along players. So that is why more rules were added to make sure that everything is clear and that whatever is modded doesn't cause any problems. Jonas, no, you cannot drive with a modded 34-meter trailer. You can only use trailers that are available in the game. That includes the base game and DLCs, with one exception of Special Transport, because that is one DLC that is not supported. Mainly because it adds a lot of things that are extremely difficult to, one, sync, and two, make sure that they don't cause problems on the road. How can you join other servers but the EU servers? Well, when you launch the game through our mod launcher, then when you log in you can select a server and you can join any of the available servers. Oh, Jonas Larson. Yes, the double trail from Finland is allowed to use. And then And someone asked when the new paint jobs from DLCs will be added. I presume that those will be available along with the next Rock SMP update, but don't quote me on that. I don't know everything that is planned by the developers for each consecutive update. Job van Nolland, no. Currently, you can't have a private server. The only quote-unquote private servers that are available are requested event servers. And those cannot have mods added. They are the same as our regular game servers, but they are set up for specific events. Whilst Lego will there be interior accessories with the TMP logo on it? Currently not planned, but that would be something nice to suggest. Cool kid. Heavy cargo does not get you kicked, however special cargo trailers do get you kicked because we do not support that DLC. Mainly because it adds many things that are difficult to sync and cause problems when they would be synced, for example the escort vehicles and such. And also the nature of the cargoes. They are special for a reason. They are wider, longer, but longer is not necessarily the problem, but the biggest problem with them is that they are wider. The hitbox is much wider, and imagine driving with such a cargo through a heavily populated area with a lot of players around. That would cause a wonderful mess, let's put it like that. Player-owned servers is something that we don't plan to do. We do not share our server code. Lucas, maybe STS will release their own multiplayer. Who knows? I don't see that happening because basically the game engine is not designed to support multiplayer. Developers had to build in a lot of things in the multiplayer code so that this would actually work somewhat decent. Because the game engine is basically only designed to render one full high definition truck, which is your own, and then all the AI vehicles have a lot less detail. When you are on multiplayer, all the trucks are basically high definition trucks. So that puts a lot more stress on the game engine. Ooh, would you look at that? It looks like we are going to run into a convoy. Or at least we are in the vicinity of a convoy. Hello. Let's not miss our exit this time, eh? And after that super large detour, we are getting somewhat close to our destination. No, we are not like FiveM. Everything that you see here, at least with regards to multiplayer, to the multiplayer aspect of this mod, is built by ourselves. That means game server code, everything. Right, see you, Ballerman. And in Romania I am currently on EU2, and by the looks of it on the map I am about to pass Sivo. On my way to Le Mans. Job, you can request a special event server, but that's only for the duration of that event. Whew, that was close. Why don't we pull people over? Well, technically we could say that our game moderators and upper staff management could do that, but you have to take into account that anything that we do is mostly copied by the community, and that would just cause a whole lot of problems. So that's why we say that. Oh yeah. Why are they always stopping like that? Not dangerous situations. Stopping in the middle of the road like that? Very dangerous. Update, no idea when that will be. No, that's basically game moderators. As with the gamer, you don't have to worry about 1.34. Nothing has been announced about that by FCS either, so it's just because 1.33 has been out for a little bit now that people think that 1.34 will be automatically out. Hello there, DJ Emic. Why do people always have difficult names? Alex Nova, yes. You can always ask something, and I'll try to give a proper answer. That's why we have a Q&A stream, so that people can ask us things. Marcus, I am actually using the physics mod right now. I just try to drive as safe as possible, so that it doesn't affect me too much. My current time, it's 21:35. And Romania, yes, we are currently in Viva France area. Jeez. Do I remember when I first played ETS multiplayer? That was back in, well, I joined, yeah, I registered somewhere in August 2014. Caesar Games is nice music. Yeah, thank you. If you want to know what music that we are using currently, then you can check it out in the stream description below. There you find the link to the YouTube channel where I'm pulling my music from. Why are admins biased and unfair? They're not unfair. If you break the rules, then you will be punished accordingly. And that has nothing to do with bias or unfairness. constantly stopping. There is no reason to stop on this road. When AI traffic in multiplayer, well, you can find something about about that on our forum in the news section. And we have open roads once more. Safe to say, when it comes to AI in multiple... Who put that sign there? When it comes to AI in multiplayer, it's safe to say that it won't be anytime in the near future. It will be something that the developers will keep working on over time, and it's something that will probably be released in the far future. For example, the scout car is something that took about 2 years of development actually. Hello there, Andre. Good evening. What is the main reason that stops the devs from adding other mods to multiplayer? Well, there are a few things that are a limiting factor. One is update cycles. With each game update that SCS releases, the mods need to be updated, and everyone has their own speed. We try to do them relatively fast, and you have other mods, like for example pro mods, that take a very long time to update. Another thing is distribution. Adding other files and other mods to our download package increases the total file size, and that in return leads to longer downloads and to the fact that you need to have more server bandwidth available. Hello Verbeek, how are you today? Hello from Volgograd. That is a long ways away. That's not even anything near close to where I am. Well, Sunset Tracker, you have to keep in mind that you are the sole responsible for your account, and if you allow other people to play on it, then even though it might not have been you playing, the punishment for breaking the rules is still credited to that specific account. And we don't distinguish between other people using your account and you using your account. It's still that account that has committed that has broken one of our rules. Gee, I'm starting all over today. Velox, well, even if you would divide the map into different sections and put those on different servers and then have those synced together, it will still make no difference because people will still drive all over the map. Dimmy, I cannot unban you. If you want to be unbanned, or at least hope to be unbanned, then you have to create a ban appeal. At which point, the moderator that banned you will review it and may or may not unban you. If the ban is valid, the ban will stay. And yes, as Nazi Mobile Gaming said, this is going to be the end of the stream. We have currently been streaming for almost 2 hours, and I have to go to work tomorrow, unfortunately. I don't always like it, but hey, something has to pay the bills. Yeah, no, I am not Dutch, I am actually Belgian. Well, 111222. If the ban is valid, then it will stick. People are only unbanned if the ban is not valid, or when they receive a temporary permanent ban for example, having an avatar that is not allowed or a nickname that is not allowed. Once those are changed, then the user is unbanned. But anything else, if the ban is valid, the ban will stick. And at this point, I will say good day to you all. Have a very nice evening. And this will be the end of the stream. And at this point, I say this was Prime, and for now, I am signing off.
But mankind won't be destroyed. The fact that you and I are working here today is evidence of that. I don't deny there's some strange evolutionary process going on, but mankind won't be destroyed. The fact that you and I are working here today is evidence of that.